What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a brand new episode for everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. The day started off a little rough, but, we're trucking along. Looking forward to this holiday season getting ready to come upon us. Going to get some good Thanksgiving dishes on my plate. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Thanksgiving's like, one of those days you look forward to every year. One of the best days of the year. You have food, football, drinks, desserts. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, you forgot basketball too, man.
Yeah, basketball is kind of the NBA doesn't really play, but there's usually a couple college basketball games on, but usually basketball is the next day, the Friday after.
Yeah,
and then the weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, still gonna get some good food and good games in, so definitely gonna be worth it. Let's get right into it, man. Kicking off with the NFL. I mean, we had it was a Week 10 wrap up. We had the Falcons and the Panthers. Wasn't too much there. Not a game I really checked out. Just the Falcons and the Panthers, man.
Yeah, I was flying back into Charlotte, and I think the way I took home was like, I don't know. I drove right by the stadium. I totally forgot they were playing. It was gross. It was gross weather. It was cold. It was rainy. And yeah, it was one of those sloppy games where it's just, your typical Thursday night throwaway game. But yeah, I mean, I thought Atlanta would have won that game. Not fairly handily, but because Carolina still got a good defense. But, they have zero offense to speak of right now other than Deontay Foreman just running it down people's throats.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I wonder if they're going to go back to Baker.
They are.
Yep. I mean, the offense is just terrible.
Yeah, it hasn't been good, and I don't think it's going to. It kind of started to show some signs of life there with PJ Walker and getting something going with DJ Moore. But
I feel like they don't pass enough. It's just like
no.
I feel like they kind of run like a Baltimore-ish. They're trying to run like a Baltimore-ish type offense, but it's not working.
No, it's not. They just don't have the playmakers. Like I said, you got Moore, and then you got Deontay Foreman, who's a nice guy, but he's more of like a ground and pound type of guy. He's not really dynamic in the running game.
Yeah, maybe they'll pick up some pieces with the the draft picks they got and build out that offense. But I don't think it's that many offensive players this year. I was trying to check out some mock drafts. It wasn't really too many. There are some quarterbacks though, but I don't really like none of those I can't say not like, but I'm not too high on any of these quarterbacks coming out. So, But I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, somebody's gonna skyrocket on the draft boards. It should be a few. Should be like 4 or 5 of them coming out too. So, everybody needs a quarterback. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Then we had the Broncos and the Titans. Titans run all over the Broncos. Broncos struggle despite their good defense, keeping them in games. I mean, I hate to say it, man, but they got bamboozled. I don't know if it's Russell or the coach. Maybe it's a combination of both, but they shouldn't be this bad.
Yeah, I can't figure that team out, and I think Russ has kind of lost it, and I don't think they have really much of a running game to speak of to kind of offset that. So the defense, I think, is probably being overworked and is overly frustrated with having to spend so much time on the field. But yeah, it's probably a combination of Russ and the coach. It's just not he's not putting them in the best situation to win, because I feel like you can still win with Russ if you can scheme up the offense properly and not for Russ of like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should be more run based, but maybe they feel like they can't run the ball because their running back they got a running back by committee type of backfield right now. But I don't think you should stay away from that, because then that'll help. Even if you're not getting those yards running, then it's still going to lead to play action, which can help your quarterback get open. Your receivers get open. Yeah. But I mean, we're going to wait and see. So somebody's going to get fired soon, and it's going to be the coach first. So.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not firing Russ. They owe him $240 million. So.
Oh no! So I mean, he's definitely going to be there for another year or two before anything else happens. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we had with the Lions and the Bears. Lions won that game. I mean, I feel like the Lions are slowly making the turn. They've been ignoring their past. They haven't been as bad, especially offensively. I mean, they've been putting up points. They just had some issues closing games. I don't know, man. Maybe I feel like they're building a new culture there. Hopefully, they can keep the momentum going and build on that. I mean, your boy Hutchinson's was definitely worth that the first pick in the draft. I mean, he's all over the place. They just got to figure out their quarterback situation. Get a receiver or two, and then just keep building out that defense.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are. They seem to be turning a bit of a new leaf here. I'm still not sure Dan Campbell's the X's and O's guys you want. I think he's kind of like a good rah coach. Let's get the team fired up. But I don't know if he's really the guy to bring you into that into the future. But I think that they've got something nice going. Like you said, they're building something on the offensive side of the ball. I think the defense outside of Hutchinson, they still need some help. That secondary is pretty awful. But they're able to score points. And with two pretty good running backs, and then decent receiving crew, and Jared Goff. Jared Goff is what he is. So it's nice to see them get a couple of wins and staying in games.
Yeah. They probably, they get their quarterback this year, and then they build out more and get some offensive weapons and get some defensive players. So, because they're not really, they're one of those teams that hasn't really, it's not like they're going to be trading away players or, picking up extra draft picks, and players are pretty much not going to want to go there because it's Detroit, but it's more of a they got to build through the draft type of ordeal. Yeah. Then we had the Texans and the Giants. It was a slow start for the Giants, but the Giants win. Proved to 7-2, second in the division. Helps that the Eagles lost. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm surprised, man. I mean, if you saw what we did last season and what we're doing in this season, it looks like totally two completely different teams.
It's the coaching. I mean, it really is. The guys can tell they like playing for Dayball. He's putting them in the best position to win. It's he's probably one of a handful of coaches in the NFL that adapts to what's given to him, and he did it with Josh Allen in Buffalo. He's just one of those guys, and obviously he's got them playing hard because they are not even close to the most talented team in that division. They may have the least amount of talent in that entire division on that roster, but talent isn't everything in the NFL. You need all 53 guys on the same page, and he does that well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job coaching those guys up, getting them in position to win games. I mean, he's keeping the basic, running the ball, putting the ball in the best player on the team's hands, in his hands. I'm just looking forward to seeing how things pan out. There's still rumors that Odell's out there. It might be considering the Giants, but who knows. But I mean, the receiver thing is going to be a big thing for me. I think that's going to hurt us. We get down big to some of these teams where we need to open up the pass game. So, but still, like I said, a little surprised. Happy that we're moving in the right direction, but more so just because of coaching, because they're going to make the best decisions, and to as far as picking up players, and then it also gives other free agents a look to say, hey, look what the Giants have building over here. So hopefully I can
exactly
help them out. So
yeah, so it's not all about this year. It's moving into the future and seeing what you're building there.
Most definitely. And then we had the Jags and the Chiefs. I thought the Jags were going to put up more of a fight, but I mean they couldn't stop that Chiefs offense. But I mean overall, not much of a surprising outcome. We kind of both thought the Chiefs would win this game, but probably be more scoring from the Jags. But I'm just mad that Mahomes is not throwing to Kelsey. It's killing me.
He didn't need to. That was the thing.
Yeah, he's just throwing to all these other guys. He's throwing all the other guys I never heard of before. I was like, what the hell? Who is this?
Yeah, he he got the job done, spreading the ball around to the other team, the other guys on the team. Kadarius Toney could be a sneaky good pickup for them if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, because I feel like he's one of. They just got so many. Like they spread the ball around so much. There's gonna be opportunities for him to get the ball.
Yep.
And it's kind of like it's not gonna be expected. As far as like him getting the ball, or I'm sure they're gonna make up some great ways to how to use him. So get the best of his production. So
yeah, for sure.
Then we got the Colts and the Raiders. Colts with their new head coach, your boy Jeff Saturday, goes out there and gets the first win. Happy for him, man, but still a little disappointed that the Colts went in this direction. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of I don't know if it really proves much other than I think just a fresh voice sometimes is a change a team needs. But yeah, we talked about it at length last week. Long term, I don't know if it's the best move, but for now, short term, maybe what they need, maybe the jolt they need.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they need a morale guy.
And honestly, like I was listening to a lot of radio talk this week, and one of the things that they keep bringing up is like how this the old guard, the guys like Belichick and probably to a lesser extent Andy Reid, because I feel like he's adapted, but just like these older style coaches, the hard-nosed guys aren't necessarily succeeding anymore, and guys maybe that kind of are more in tune with the players, like a Mike McDaniel or some of these younger guys, Sean McVay, etc., are getting maybe more out of their team. So is it kind of a changing of the guard at this point?
Maybe. I think I want to say this could possibly be the start of the players coach, where kind of like you saw the NBA saw, where you see a bunch of former players get hired as head coaches with not really much experience. Maybe this is the start of that for the NFL, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I mean, you still need to know football, right? I mean, these guys still know it. I just think that it's less about being that that hard ass. No, I'm not changing for anyone. I'm doing my thing. And now you got guys, like Dayball, who's dancing around the locker room, and still like the football IQ is still there. Like no one's doubting that Mike McDaniel knows offense, right? Like the guy's a brilliant offensive mind. But being able to kind of relate to the newer generation of player.
Right.
And you see it in baseball too, right? I mean, baseball has hired a ton of coaches that may not be great X and O guys, but if they can manage the locker room, that's we leave the coaching decisions up to the football guys, right? And we need you to manage the team and manage the egos and all that, and we'll take care of the calls.
Oh yeah, but that's what the thing is. Definitely, it's going to be I won't say tricky, but the thing is that he's going to need people on his staff that know those X's and O's more than he does, as he takes care of like the personality type of deal with the team. But that's the thing. If he succeeds, I wouldn't be surprised if other NFL players get called in as head coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things they brought up was like, if Saturday gets these guys back to 500 or, even, sniffs the playoffs, what's next, right?
I mean, if that's the case, I'm calling Peyton Manning right now. Well,
that's the thing, right? You got a guy like Peyton Manning sitting out there. When does that phone call happen? Because I mean, you talk about a guy that knows football, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get Peyton Manning as your head coach, you get Eli as your offensive, coordinator or your quarterback's coach. Then you get Ray Lewis as your defensive coach, and Ed Reed. I mean, it could be an interesting day there if things start working out like that. So
exactly.
Then we got the Cowboys and the Packers. I mean, we kind of talked about it, man. This was a trap game. Freaking Cowboys could not put away the Packers. They were up by like 14, then they had some turnovers, and the Packers got right back in the game, man. Looks like Aaron Rodgers owns the Cowboys too, man.
Yeah, you think you nailed it there. That the Cowboys could have put them away a bunch of times, but they let them hang around, and Rodgers did his thing, brought them down to score to tie the game. And then won it in OT. But Dallas had plenty of chances, a couple of stupid turnovers, on Green Bay's side of the field, and really shouldn't have lost that game. But I don't know if it's coaching or just the quarterback not using his brain, but that shouldn't have happened there. You really can't give Rodgers a chance, right? Like you give him a sliver of hope, and he'll come back and make you pay for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now people are picking up freaking Watson off of fantasy because he had freaking 3 touchdowns now, which I think is hilarious. But I think the Packers still got a lot of work to do. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck in the playoffs. Being the division they're in is not pretty much like it's not out of reach for them to win that division.
I don't know, man. Minnesota's playing well. They're 9-1, 8-1, 9-1. 8-1.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think they're 8-1. Yeah, they had a bye. So I don't see Green Bay catching them. The wild card is still there for sure. The NFC's been kind of beating each other up.
We're gonna have to see how it plays out, man. Because if you win, I mean, I'm trying to see what other games they have. I mean,
if you look at Minnesota's schedule, it's not crazy. I
mean, they got the Cowboys this week. That should be a good one. The Patriots, then they're going to lose to the Jets. They're probably going to beat the Lions, probably beat the Colts, lose to the Giants. Then they got the Packers and then the Bears. So
Green Bay's got 4.5 games to make up.
Yeah, so I mean, but they're probably looking at 3 losses, and then Green Bay's got the Titans this week, and that's a winnable game. And then they got the Eagles, they'll probably lose that one. The Bears, they can win that one. They got the Rams, they can win that one. Dolphins, they're getting smoked. And then the Vikings and the Lions. I mean, it'll be close.
Yeah.
But I mean, they gotta win the games in front of them.
Yep, absolutely.
And then we had the Cardinals and the Rams. The Rams lose. They pretty much done. They toast.
Bury them.
Yeah, they gotta hang it up now. They don't got no draft picks this year because they traded away the picks. So they said fuck them picks. The picks came back to bite them in the ass. So maybe Donald retires now, but I mean, it's not much here, man. They had a great run last year, but that's the thing in NFL, it's hard to repeat.
It is. It's hard to repeat, and they've been riddled with injuries again. Obviously Stafford didn't play. Now Cooper Kupp's out. The running backs have been a mess. The offensive line has been a mess. So yeah, I think if you had a first round pick, this is kind of the year where you just shut it down and play out the string and then go next year. But their draft pick, I think, is the Lions this year. The Lions could be looking at 2 fairly high picks.
Yeah, it looks like they got
the Rams. The Rams are going to the Lions.
They could have possibly 2 picks in the top 10 or 2 in the top 15, depending on how things play out. But like I said, there's not many. That mock draft has a lot of defensive players from what I've seen, as well as a few quarterbacks. But
yeah,
I'm sure the quarterback's going to go high between Bryce Young in Alabama, your boy Stroud in Ohio State, Will Levis or Levi, something like that, from Kentucky.
Oh, Will Levis.
Yeah, but I'm not really too high on these quarterbacks, man. But it's a lot of defense. It's a lot of defensive players. So if you're in the market for some defensive players, this would be that draft for you. Especially for the Lions. I mean, you can get another pass rusher on the edge, and then possibly a top corner. I mean, be looking like the Jets.
You wish you could be the Jets.
Nah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still do what Sauce, man. I was hoping you guys let him slip, and we would have got him with that back-to-back pick, but
no way. He was the guy that they wanted, hoping that Stingley went to went before, so they'd have Sauce ready there.
Yeah, but Stingley went later though, right?
No, Stingley went. He was the first cornerback.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that was a surprise. That's why he fell. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He went to the Texans.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking all right. I mean, he's coming back from injury.
Oh
but
yeah,
still.
yeah. No, he's fine. You know, I like I said, I think doing fine. Just like the sauce that comes with sauce. You know.
Yeah, you can't. It's a name you can't beat, and he's the freaking like 6'3" corner.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. And then we got the Chargers and the 49ers. 49ers defense holds up. This Chargers team struggles offensively, man. I hate to say it, but I think they need to revamp that offense, the running back position, as well as some receivers as well.
The Chargers?
Yeah, man. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling Eckler, man.
Oh, really? I think Eckler's fine. I think that when healthy, that offense is probably one of the better offenses in the league. You know, they're starting left tackles out. Rashawn Slater's out for the year. Their line's beat up. Herbert's been hurt since the second game of the year. And obviously you've had Keenan Allen for like 10 minutes of the season. No Mike Williams. I mean, I just, you know, I don't really know what you expect Herbert to do, but they should be better.
Yeah, I mean that defense. The thing for me is the defense. The defense hasn't showed up. I feel like ever since he got there, it's just been they got a bunch of high profile guys, and it just hasn't gelled out.
Yeah, I don't think they're giving up a ton of points this year. They're just not scoring.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I got that wrong. I didn't think that they were. Yeah, they're not giving up. You know, other than the Seahawks game, they're not giving up a ton of points. You know, they lost 22-16. Obviously, the Niners. I don't know. I guess they haven't really played many good teams either. So there's that.
Yeah, but I feel like the players they have on that defense, they should be creating a lot more havoc and helping their offense get in better positions to score. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that their defense is definitely underperforming for what they have on their team.
But I mean, it's going to be a hard reset for them, especially in that division. It's going to be hard for them to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have everybody healthy, everybody clicking, just to make the playoffs. So
yeah, and you know, even as bad as that the offense and team has played, they're only one game out of a playoff spot right now.
For now.
Granted, they have to play the Chiefs twice still.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They're about to get into the tougher part of their schedule.
Chiefs once. They need to play the Chiefs, Dolphins.
That's 2 losses. I
mean, other than that, they got the Cardinals, the Raiders, Titans, Colts, Rams, Broncos. They actually, I could see them going like
6-3 or something
11,
like that.
Yeah, I could see them being 11-6 or 10-7, something like that.
That'll be interesting. We'll see how it plays out too.
Yeah,
but that means they might finish as a wild card because
yeah, they're not going to surpass the Chiefs in the division.
Yeah, so I mean it's going to be interesting to see what the matchup is as well because once the playoffs kicks in, it's going to be down to those matchups.
Yeah, for sure, it always is. Yeah,
because certain teams are going to be favored over certain teams because if they face like certain teams like the Titans or I feel like that's going to be a disadvantage to them because Derrick Henry will be running all over that defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Commanders and the Eagles. I mean, we got surprised. The Commanders woke up. They beat the Eagles. It was a close game, man. You know, despite the score, it was a little touchdown at the end. They gave a little space, but the Commanders showed some fight. Eagles struggled a little bit. Kind of thought the Eagles would be undefeated majority of the season. I think the Commanders would be the team that would give them their first loss.
The Commanders might be a good team, actually. You know, if
on paper,
well, on paper and just the way they're playing, you know, they're playing pretty good football ever since Carson Wentz got knocked out. To be honest, you know, they're 5-5.
You know, it'd be funny if they win the Super Bowl while he's a backup.
Oh God!
I mean, for that to happen to you twice, I mean, that means you're a good luck charm, man.
Yeah, you know, like I said, they've won 3 or 4 or 5. You know, again, they haven't, other than the Eagles win, they haven't really played any. They have their other wins against Jaguars, Bears, Packers, and Colts. So it's not like they're they're facing a murderer's row here. But then they got Texans and Falcons. That could be 2 wins. That could be 7-5 coming into New York in 3 weeks. They got back-to-back games against the Giants. So, yeah, I mean, they look decent. I'm not going to say they're a powerhouse, but you got a kind of a dynamic backfield that you can bring, Robinson in to kind of pound the ball. And then you got Gibson, and when McKissick's healthy, they can give you a little bit of change up. Gibson can kind of do both, catch the ball out of the backfield and also kind of pound it. And then you got, some decent receivers with Samuel, Dotson, McLaurin, and Logan Thomas at the tight end position. And honestly, like, the line is decent too. I mean, you got Williams up there. Not Williams. What's his face? The left tackle.
No, isn't it Trent Williams?
Is it Trent Williams? No, it's Charles Leno. That's the guy.
Oh, okay.
Williams is in San Francisco.
San Francisco. Oh, okay. He was there before.
Yeah. Trey Turner, right? I mean, they got a decent line there too, and got Chase Young coming back potentially this next couple of weeks. Pretty good D line there with Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. I just think that they're probably more talented than we gave them credit for. If they can get some decent quarterback play out of Heineke, I think that they could be I don't know if they can make the playoffs, but they can definitely make a run at it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's on paper. They're a great team, but they just haven't been able to put things together due to injuries and due to their quarterback situation. But overall, I think I wouldn't be surprised if they did make a run. Because that's just so many weapons they have on offense, and then they got a good defense. The defense isn't bad. They got a pass rush, they got a run stoppers. Like I said, they just got to put it all together and try to make this run. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if they can live up to their potential on paper. And then we got Week 11 coming up. It's not too many games, good games I would probably check out. But like we mentioned before, Thursday night game, we got the Titans and the Packers. Should be an interesting one. See if the Packers can build some momentum and stay in the hunt for the playoffs in the NFC race. So
I think that's like I said, an interesting one. I think the Titans are a little beat up right now, and Green Bay is coming off of a nice win against Dallas, and back at home in Lambeau. So I do like the Packers in this one, but Mike Vrabel's always got that team ready to play, and it is, like we said, it is Tractor Cedo season. So if Green Bay is not ready to tackle up there in the cold tundra, watch out for Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah, I need another two touchdown game from him. Then we got the Lions and the Giants. Should be an interesting game. Hopefully the Giants can get rolling early. They've been struggling in the first half of games. I would like to see them put up some more points in that first half, and then close teams out early. I think it's gonna be interesting to see because the Lions are able to put up points. So I want to see how the defense holds up against that.
Yeah, I think against a couple of decent defenses this year have been able to shut down that Detroit offense. So I would expect some of the same here from a pretty good Giants defense.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing players stepping up. Like this is more of, I feel like this is more as much as great of a season as it has been so far. This is also an audition season. So I mean, if the players that do step up, they're going to be around for next year. I am a little disappointed that Bellinger has been out for a while because of the injury, but hopefully he comes back. I think in a week or two. I think he's going to be a big part of their offense.
Yeah,
which is going to be needed since none of the other receivers can really catch.
That makes football tough.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Robinson, Bellinger, and maybe Slay, that might be it. Everybody else is just dropping balls.
Yeah.
Then we got your Jets taking on the Patriots. How you feeling, man?
I don't know. I like I said, I like where the Jets are at. If they win this game, they're in first place. But it's just it's tough. Going into New England's not easy for them historically. But maybe because they're young and don't know any better, they've had a couple weeks here to prepare. It would be nice to see them come out with a good game plan here. But I'm guessing this is probably a game the Patriots win by a field goal or something like that. The only, I think the only solace I think for the Jets is that the Patriots offense is still not played very well. Their defense has kind of carried them. So if the Jets can get up early somehow, I think they could put the pressure on with their defense on Mac and company.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. This could be the time. This could be your game where you guys break the Patriot curse and no longer fear Bill. Just move in the right direction as far as taking over the division. So then we got the Eagles and the Colts. That should be an interesting game just to see how Jeff Saturday does against one of the better teams in the NFL. To see if that his coaching style carries over as far as what he brings to the table. I said, don't let him win, man, because all these other former players gonna start getting calls, man.
Yeah. No, you're right. This should be like you come off that first week. I think everyone's kind of a little amped up once a coach gets fired and get a new guy in there. But then then week 2, that second week, I think really you see what they're made of.
Yeah, as I said, we're gonna see his what he can game plan up against some of the better teams. So, but that's what I said. If he's able to sneak this one out, then a lot of former players are gonna be getting calls, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos call Peyton Manning, to fix that situation.
I would. Why not?
Yeah, I said, Peyton, whatever you want, man. Just give him the blank check treatment, man. And you're like, yo, you got to fix this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Then we have the Cowboys and the Vikings. Probably going to be the game of the week, just because the Vikings are on a tear pretty much offensively, and then the Cowboys need that bounce back game for a game they should have won against the Packers. So
yeah, that was a game they should have won, and hopefully they can have a bounce back this week. Where's that game being played at?
That game is in Minnesota.
In Minnesota, yeah. So it's a 4:25 game. We all know Kirk Cousins kind of turns into a pumpkin if he's not playing a 1:00 game. So I do like a Dallas bounce back here, and potentially to knock off that Minnesota team. My guess is that's going to be a fairly high scoring game, though.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But the question is going to be which defense can make a stop, because whoever makes the most stops on defense is going to give their offense a better chance to put up more points. But it's definitely going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah.
Then we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. This is probably one of those games I'll check out the first half, depending on how the game is going. I'll probably go to something else or continue watching. Not gonna lie, man.
This is one where I watched the first half, and hopefully I'm asleep by the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, man, because it just hasn't been doing well for the Chargers against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they're kind of the little brother in the division, and until they either the big brother gets injured or they knock them off, it's going to be a long career for these players on the Chargers.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Then we got the Monday night game. We got the 49ers and the Cardinals. It's another game I'm going to skip, not going to lie. Any games in this division, I just feel like they're just not watchable for me.
They are pretty ugly. I'll give you that.
Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just not. I feel like I'm just like,
honestly, like when Colt McCoy came in, I was like, we might actually get a little, just the way Kyler's been playing this year, it was like almost like a nice change up to have Colt McCoy in there, hitting his targets.
Yeah, that's what I said. It feels like more, I want to say, clean football game.
Yeah.
When Murray's not in there, so.
Right, exactly.
But still, man, not one of those games I'm going to be checking out on Monday night, man. I'll probably go to some NBA games.
Yeah, most likely. But I may pop in for a few minutes there. It is in Mexico City, which it always has some good energy. Never forget the 54-51 Rams Chiefs matchup from a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, that was the highest scoring game ever, right?
Yep.
Was that? Yeah, so, but I don't think these two teams are going to get anywhere close to that number. Probably looking at like a 17-14 game here or something. But as long as D-Hop catches those touchdowns, I'm fine with it.
I mean, I'll be looking hopefully for Hollywood Brown to be coming back and catch some touchdowns, but teach their own.
I got him on my IR, but I don't know if he's coming back.
He got designated to return today, and Cliff said that he could play Monday if he's cleared.
Yeah, but I mean, I got room for a receiver, so it's no big deal if he plays or not yet. So
it's in my other league. I'm desperately needing wide receivers because I'm just getting ravaged by injuries.
Yeah, I got I'm pretty set at receiver despite Michael Thomas being out for the year. So, but I would like that stable like third receiver especially as we get closer to the playoffs. And then I think that's it for football. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah.
And then on to the NBA. Not too much here. Your boy Kyrie's still not back yet after his I think he's completed the 5-game suspension. They thought he'd be back yesterday, but he's still not back yet.
Yeah, sounds like Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why the extra games. So
yeah, all they said was he wasn't completed what they had wanted him to complete, essentially.
That's interesting because he's also going to be a free agent this year. I wonder if he opts out or decides to stay with the Nets. But I think he's out of there, man. I don't think they want him there either. So
no, I think he's probably gone. I just don't know. Like who at this point who wants to like take that guy on their team?
I mean, the Lakers would just because LeBron. But I do think the Lakers need to move a piece or two if that's the direction they're going to, because they need a lot of help too.
Yeah.
But I think Kyrie, a combo of Kyrie, LeBron is better than what they have now.
Yeah, I mean their team is pretty trash right now, so which you shouldn't think would happen with the guys that they have on that roster, but it's just not working for them.
Yeah, it's a bad year to be a bad team with no first round pick.
I know.
Just gave away
and no real assets to trade.
Yeah, pretty much just gave away their future star if that pick ended up being the first pick of the draft, or even the second pick of the draft.
It's protected though, isn't it? Sure, it's protected.
No, I don't think any of their picks are protected. Not until the 2027 or whatever it is.
Let's see. I love getting these like early season mock drafts. Yeah, no, not protected. Right now, 3rd overall pick going to the Pelicans.
That's crazy, man. like if you got Zion and let's say you got I can't even pronounce this kid's name.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, Wemby. He needs a nickname. Wemby. I'm gonna call him Wemby. Yeah, Vic or Wemby. With Zion and you got Bi and you got CJ. I mean, I feel like it's still not gonna gel. You're gonna have to move somebody, but I mean, ultimately, that's a lot of firepower.
That's a lot of wingspan on that team between Bi, that guy, Wemby, and Zion.
Well, I don't think Zion's. I don't know if his wingspan's that wide, but he just. It is. Oh, yeah. He's just freaking nature anyway. But I mean, that's gonna be my second team. I ain't gonna lie. Just because of the potential. But I mean, that's gonna be the big thing too. This Vic sweepstakes. See how this plays out. I just hope it's not like the Kings or one of those the Pacers or something like that, man. Ain't nobody gonna watch those games. Nobody want to watch those games, man. No. The NBA's gonna rig the draft. They're gonna do it this year. So definitely looking forward to one of those big name cities getting this player.
Yeah, you got to get someone who who's on ESPN once in a while.
Yeah. And then, we got your Celtics 7 in a row. They're playing now, about to be 8 in a row, playing the Hawks. Parlay's looking a little weak, though, but still another quarter to play. How you feeling about your team, man?
They're playing good basketball right now. Defense has tightened up a little bit, but the offense has played well. Jason Tatum's really carried them. I think, not just scoring. I think he's kind of, he's scoring, and he's scoring it timely, but he's not just sitting outside taking threes. He's kind of recognizing, when he can kind of take some liberties and get into the paint and do that. And they're just playing well right now. They're playing hard, and it's good to see.
Oh yeah, I mean they're keeping the momentum going from last season. Doesn't really look like they missed a beat. They got some guys out from injuries, but it doesn't matter. People are stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought the depth would be hurting them this season, but I mean they got guys stepping up, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how things pan out as far as if they can be the number one team in the East and get home court throughout. So
yeah, I mean you want to kind of, it's nice when you can get out early here and then not coast, but you build up a nice it's almost like you're putting some wins in the bank here now. You can kind of start resting, doing and I hate the load management stuff, but again, coming off of a NBA Finals run, these guys were obviously tired at the end of last year. You could see it, and just getting ready for another deep playoff run. The early quick start helps you kind of plan for that.
Oh yeah, and then the other two teams in the East are as well playing right now. The that are up there. We got the Cavaliers and the Bucks. my parlay just messed up on that game because your boy Brook Lopez got 18, and he wasn't supposed to be getting that much, man.
Yeah, Cleveland. I mean, we talked about Cleveland before, but they've really got off to a good start with Garland. With Garland coming back now and Mitchell. I think they've been a nice surprise in the East. I think people thought. I mean, we thought they'd be better, just didn't know how good they would be. But they've they've been playing really well.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna be interesting to see how between these three teams how things shape out. And if anybody gets hurt by injuries, but as well for the Bucks because Middleton's still not back yet. So that was one of the things that people said that hurt them last year. That said that they might have been in a different position if he was there. So hopefully we get to see a matchup between the Celtics and the Bucks with everybody at full strength. So
yeah, and I think this is why the 1 seed's probably even more important this year is because if they're 1, 2, and 3, that 2-3 matchup in the conference semifinals is going to be a brutal one.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. Whoever could come out on top. I mean, it's going to be. Let's think about the NBA. The playoffs is so much like electrifying that every game counts. Despite how even though it's a 7-game series, every game counts, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, MLB free agency's in full effect. Your boy Verlander got the Cy Young, which is expected. I mean, there's not really much else in baseball. The spiciness hasn't hit yet.
No, I think next week we should start to see it. Hopefully, start to see the hot stove heat up a little bit. But yeah, you got Rizzo back to the Yanks, and now the big question is, where's Aaron Judge going? Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we're waiting for, man. I feel like this is like LeBron when he left Cleveland, decided to go to Miami. So we're gonna have to wait and see how things pan out.
Yep. Signing Rizzo, I think signing Rizzo is a big step because him and Judge are pretty tight, and it does sound like the Yankees at Hal Steinbrenner said he's not going to be outbid. So I don't think it's going to come down to money. It's going to come down to where does Judge want to be.
Yeah. But it still could be the money too, but you never know. Or the location.
I think he's gonna get the money no matter where he's at. I just think I think it's too. They were talking about how he's he not that he wants input, but I think he wants to be he wants to know the plan. Like, what are we doing? How are we going to beat the Astros? What are the off-season plans here? And if you guys sign me to a massive contract, is that going to hinder you from getting other needs like in the bullpen and some key positions that they need help with? So I think that he will come back to New York. I don't know what the price will be, but if he does, I think there will be a couple other signings that they're going to be looking for.
Yeah, that's the thing. He either stays with the team and maybe takes less money, so they can sign other players, or he cashes out.
Yeah,
and I think that's it for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for my parlays too for now. To get on this next game.
I mean, you did hit a couple over the weekend, so you can't be too upset.
Yeah, I mean, I hit what was it yesterday? Like 200, and then the day before I hit like 250. Then the day before that I hit maybe like 50, and then the day before that I hit like 60. So 500 over the past week or so. Not a bad week, but still fishing for that big one, man.
Oh yeah,
almost had it. And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so tonight we got a egg called an egg roll in a bowl. So basically like a deconstructed egg roll. So fairly simple weeknight meal. Start off with a little bit of vegetable oil, and then you throw some garlic, fresh diced ginger. Let that cook up for about a minute. Toss the pork in. Give that about 8 to 10 minutes in there. Mix that all together. Let that brown. Dice it up real good while it's in the pan, and then add some cabbage, sesame oil. What else do I have in there? Cabbage, sesame oil, some soy sauce, carrots, onions, and I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. And then let that kind of all cook together. And then, once that's all good, then toast up some sesame seeds, toss them on top, cut up a scallion, throw that in there. And you can either, I ate it just like that, but you could definitely have some rice in there, in the bottom there, and kind of mix it up. Or, what we were going to do, and I forgot, was we had some scallion pancakes in the freezer. I was going to heat those up and kind of use them as like almost, like a little dipper, or like a, sandwich, something like that. But forgot. So next time. But, overall, nice, quick, easy dish to make, tasty and fairly healthy as well.
And what is the thing that's inside the egg rolls? It's like a coleslaw, or what is that?
It's usually like it's cabbage and carrots.
Cabbage. Okay.
And usually some version of a pork.
Interesting. I mean, you can't go wrong with the egg roll, man. I feel like
no.
I feel like I never had a bad egg roll. Not gonna lie.
It's one of my favorite Chinese food appetizers of all time.
Yeah, that and the crab ragoon, man. That crab ragoon is that hits the spot.
Yeah, that too. Yep, for sure.
And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
All right, so with that, it's a brewery out of Westboro, Massachusetts. They're called Cold Harbor, not far from where my office is. They've been around for a while, but the small little place, a little bit off the beaten path in Westboro. But they're I think their IPAs have been solid through the years. Again, not gonna like blow you away, but I think that they have some good flavor. It is called it's called a Juice Freak. So New England style IPA. It's got for hops, it's got Citra. I think they do different versions of it, but this was the Citra version. I thought it was pretty good. It was flavorful. It had that kind of that hazy style, really tasty. Again, just like a solid New England style IPA.
Okay.
Fruity, good, clean palate, clean aftertaste. I'd probably give it 7.7.
Oh, that's great, man. That's close to 8. It's almost 8, man.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. It's just, I think that they have probably some other beers that I would say aren't as good, but this one's pretty solid.
I mean, that's a solid beer, man. That's definitely a top-notch beer. Got to add that to the inventory. And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week, not too much for the BRRs. Started off with some of the shows I'm still watching. Currently going through Peripheral. There we go. I couldn't pronounce it.
Peripheral.
Yeah, peripheral. See, my blackness kicks in, man. Like it's like when people say, Pacific when they say specific.
Oh, yeah, specific.
Yeah. But definitely a good show. It feel like it's getting a little slow now, but I'm sticking through it, trying to see how things go. As well, watching the Devil's Hour, trying to still figure out what's going on with this. Whether it's the lady or somebody else that's causing just killing these people if they're possessed or something. So definitely looking for checking that out. Restarted Manifest.
Yeah, I did too.
So going through that, and I'm still in the first season, trying to pay attention to the details because one of my friends was telling me about like the time frame of when they came back and all this other stuff. I was like, all right, I need to watch this from the beginning again.
Wait, you're back in season 1?
Yeah, I started from season 1 again.
Jeez.
So I'm on like episode 4. Yeah, I think 4. Yeah, episode 4. So I'm just like trying to pay attention and watch it. So those are the ones I'm currently watching. I know your show came back, Yellowstone. How are you feeling from the episode?
Yeah, I thought the first episode was okay. I think they're trying. I think last year they kind of came off to a hot start and it slowly kind of died out throughout the season. This one I felt like they did more of trying to set up the season, kind of introducing a few storylines, staying away from the rodeo guy Jimmy, his storyline. Thank God, I had enough of that last year.
Mm-hmm.
But really kind of getting more into the keeping the how they're going to handle the ranch moving forward. Getting Dutton into the governor's seat and what he can do from there to help the state of Montana, but then also bringing in quote unquote the bad guys and how they're going to counteract what he's doing to try to push their agendas.
Yeah, I'm still behind in that show. Haven't got a chance to catch up yet, but definitely looking forward to it. One of the most highly watched TV shows out there right now.
Yeah, it's got great acting. I mean, obviously Kevin Costner and the crew there does a great job. I mean, it's a enthralling show for sure.
Yeah, man, definitely gonna. Hopefully, I can get to it before catch up to it before it ends. I mean, if not, so. But this is the last season, right?
I don't know.
Or before it ends.
Or next.
Yeah, hopefully I can catch up before it ends, so I can get into the Yellowstone talk.
Yeah.
And then we had the Dave Chappelle SNL. I don't know if you got a chance to.
I haven't watched it yet. I got to do that.
Yeah, get to that. It's hilarious. Gives you flashbacks to the Chappelle show. They had a bunch of characters on it from the Chappelle show and the Game of Thrones spoof, which is pretty cool. They had your boy Tyrone Biggums.
Of course.
Smoked some crack, and he had the crack pipe lit up by the dragon, which was funny. Then they had some other funny skits. There was a barbershop one. Then there's a few other ones. So I don't want to give it too much away since you haven't seen it, but definitely want to check that out when you get a chance. And then finished Love Is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what we expected. Maybe one or two couples made it. This time we actually had I'll say 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Because one of them didn't get married, but they're still together. But
although my guess is the half is going to last longer than one of those couples.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it seems like they're doing it right. And then the other two couples, they're still a little shaky. Not gonna lie, man. I felt like they was like faking it for the camera or something. But I mean, overall, great show. This is probably the second best season of the season so far. I feel like the last season was the worst. First season was still the best. And the thing at the end between Cole and
the tangerine.
Yeah. So basically, she over exaggerated to what he was saying, right?
I didn't think I watched it. I watched it with Michelle and we both agreed that like she definitely overblew that. I mean, because her thing was that she was saying that he was basically like more or less calling her fat. Like,
yeah.
You shouldn't be eating these and when you watch it, he's clearly like, hey, like make sure you save your appetite because we're gonna have a big dinner.
Yeah.
Not like don't eat that because
you're fat.
You're getting fat. It's like he's like, no, we're gonna have a really nice big dinner and don't fill up on tangerines. If I watched that, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. That was his angle, and I have no doubt that he didn't mean it like she was taking it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they're probably not gonna show that, but those other conversations that she was alluding to as far as like what he was saying to her. So
yeah, they won't show it, but who knows? It's he said, she said, and I'm almost kind of glad for, not that I think Cole said some pretty stupid things, but at least in that respect, it kind of shows that he was not, in my opinion, and he was not fat shaming her for eating two tangerines.
Tangerines, yeah.
He was actually like, he was almost like, it sounded like almost like concerned. He's like, why did you only have a banana today? You know what I mean? Like, what is wrong? Like, you need to eat more than that.
Yeah, that's what I said. It wasn't like what she was making to seem to be. So
no, and honestly, like with her reaction, it didn't even seem like she was all that upset about it at the time. So it's almost like, is it one of those things where she's like just trying to maybe poke him a little bit?
But yeah, or like get people on her side, or. Yeah. But as I said, maybe he got a good point why he asked her if she's bipolar. So yeah. I thought that was kind of funny.
He was kind of like when he was talking like that, he was kind of like rambling, going. I was kind of like, why doesn't he just stop talking?
Oh yeah, when he was in the kitchen, yeah, I was he's like, yeah, we can just have like a big dinner and everybody goes to like Ireland and it was just like, hey, bro, stop talking, man.
Yeah, give it up. She doesn't want to do that, clearly.
Yeah. He wasn't getting the messages. Like,
No,
like,
he definitely does not pick up on like social cues and things like that.
Yeah, he's just in his own little world, man.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, I watched the new. They have a like little documentary on Netflix. I forget what it's called. The Something Nurse. I think it's based off of that the Good Nurse show about the nurse that was killing people.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. They said he killed a lot of people. Don't want to give it away.
Does it ever give a motive as to why he was doing it?
Nah, he was just like doing it, just like
for fun.
I wouldn't say fun. It was more like, I don't know what it was. Like, he was kind of like mentally not stable. It wasn't like he didn't have a motive why he was doing it. He was just doing it just to do it. It seemed like so, which was the crazy part. But yeah, ultimately they were saying he might be responsible for like 400 deaths.
That's
but they couldn't really prove too much because hospitals weren't cooperating as far as like evidence and stuff like that. But you just gotta watch it. It's one of those wild stories. You can't believe what was going on, at these hospitals with this nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And then had the big movie premiere. Went to check out Black Panther on Saturday. Definitely not better than the first one, but overall good movie. A lot of Easter eggs as far as what they're trying to set up. I don't want to give too much away, but they introduced Namor into the Marvel universe. One of the first big mutants. They label him as a mutant. So because Marvel got their rights back from X-Men and all that stuff. So the guy that played Namor did a great job. They showed how strong the character was and how strong his people were, which was great. They're pretty much all badasses, which was pretty cool. And then as far as there's a end credit scene, which is good, but that end credit scene is more of a setup for what's to come. As they introduce X-Men and all this stuff, the way they're trying to line things up, and then the Young Avengers, and then I feel like Ant-Man is going to be the reset for when they are able to introduce all these other people that were missing from Marvel due to the quantum universe. So. Mm-hmm. But overall, it's definitely a good movie. Definitely want to check it out. That's why I don't want to give away too much stuff. But overall, it was a good movie, man. But I said nice. It wasn't better than the first, but definitely something you want to check out. And I was surprised. It was like almost a 3-hour movie too. Mm-hmm. But it didn't seem like a 3-hour movie. But definitely was good.
Yeah.
But your boy Namor gets busy in there, so. But that's the thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how they portray all these other villains and mutants as we get into more Marvel stuff, because it seems like they're getting crazier and crazier as far as the things they're able to do with some of these characters. So, and then that's pretty much it, man. I don't got anything else.
Oh, that's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.